Know who I am, needless to say.
Yeah, you're some stupid brat. Now out of my way! What was that?
One Piece has an incredible cast, but not every character is loved. Some are annoying, some are hated for their actions, and some just have the worst designs. In this video, we're ranking the 10 most hated characters in One Piece, strictly from the anime. So, like the video, and let's dive in. Number 10. York. Kicking off this list is one of the most recent characters in the anime, York, a satellite of Vegapunk made so he can get more work done. Her aspect represents greed, meaning she sleeps, eats, and goes to the bathroom instead of the other Vegapunks so they can be more efficient. Fans initially thought she was an airhead, but the show revealed her as the traitor who captured Vegapunk and sold him out to the world government. The Egghead Saga is already one of the best in One Piece, with this major twist adding to its intensity. However, it doesn't do any favors for York's likability. She ranks this low just because she is a new character, and the hate hasn't fully set in. Fans are also unsure if the show will redeem her. Despite this, they have no positive feelings towards her, despising her for the betrayal and death of Shaka. Number 9. Foxy. Long Ring Long Land is one of the most underrated arcs in anime, with, unfortunately, many haters. It also introduced Foxy, who challenged the Straw Hat Pirates to a Davy back fight to poach one of their crewmates. He is a goofy and unserious villain, played more for comedic relief, but surprisingly put up a good fight against Luffy with his cheap tricks and slow devil fruit. Foxy is one of the most polarizing characters, and the consensus leans toward hate. While some fans like him, most find him annoying, from his personality, ugly design, and tedious devil fruit. To many, he also represents the Long Ring Long Land arc, which is the fans' least favorite One Piece arc. He is a weak villain, and the fans have brandished him as a hateable and forgettable villain.
Straw Hats, you've lost more than a member of your crew. You've lost a major part of your offense. How do you like them grapes? Or apples, whatever.
Number 8. Ster. Some fans may be confused about who this is, which isn't uncommon, as Ster is a minor character with only a few appearances. However, even with little screen time, he established himself as a despicable and annoying brat, making life worse for some fan-favorite characters. Ster is a noble and adoptive brother to Sabo, with whom he had a rocky relationship. While most of this list features some of the best villains in One Piece, Ster is an insignificant piece of work. He was constantly rude and violent towards Sabo as a child, making this spoiled child a quick and easy target for fan hate. He never changed either, even being an ignorant and arrogant king when he appeared during the reverie. The less the viewers see of him, the better. Number 7. Marshal D. Teach, Blackbeard. Wano marked a shift in the hierarchy of power in the world with the deaths of Kaido and Big Mom, some of the strongest emperors in One Piece. Marshal D. Teach, more commonly known as Blackbeard, is a super rookie who rose through the ranks to become an emperor through cunning tactics. He is one of the series' main villains and a character foil to Luffy, meaning he will play a much more significant role in the future. Blackbeard is an interesting character for this list, mainly because the show makes fans hate him, but they understand that is his purpose. Some appreciate the quality of his writing, but overall, fans hate him with a burning passion for everything he's done. While he might be strong and opportunistic, this resulted in the capture of Ace, a fan favorite, and the death of Whitebeard, one of the most respected characters. He's evil with no redeeming or sympathetic traits and is very loathsome, which is what makes him a perfect villain. Number 6. Charlotte Flampe. Sometimes, a minor character is more than enough to get fans' blood boiling, and that is precisely what Charlotte Flampe did. She is one of the many daughters of Big Mom, and the family makes up one of the strongest pirate crews in One Piece. Flampe is the Minister of Honey and the president of the Katakuri fan club, but after seeing her brother's deformed face, she berates him mid-fight. Her annoying and rude personality immediately rubbed fans the wrong way, but she took it a step too far after intervening in Katakuri and Luffy's fight. This even annoyed her brother, causing him to tell her off. However, when fans thought they couldn't hate her more, she insulted her own brother for his deformity and previously gushing over him. This breach of loyalty and respect instantly cemented her as one of the most hated One Piece characters.
What? My needle was totally silent! How in the heck
Number 5. Kurozomi Orochi. While Kaido was the main villain of Wano, one of the best arcs in One Piece, Kurozomi Orochi was a secondary antagonist who went down with a much worse legacy. After serving as Oden's caretaker, Orochi would seize the throne through his lies, becoming a tyrant of Wano and letting Kaido in to develop weapons and ruin the country's natural beauty. However, the Kazuki curse would thankfully banish him for good. Despite having a somewhat reasonable motive to turn to evil, Orochi was never redeemable and did much worse than what was ever done to him. There is nothing good to say about Orochi. From his unpleasant design to his gross personality, he is a reprehensible figure and a character fans are glad is dead. He single-handedly ruined Wano, and he is also a horrible character to boot. Number 4. Trebol. Dressrosa was overly long with horrible pacing, but Trebol made it even worse. The character is a commander serving under Doflamingo, one of the strongest warlords in One Piece. He was the first character to see Doflamingo's potential, nurturing him into the crime boss he is today. Trebol wields the sticky fruit, covering his body in a booger-like substance. There are so many reasons to hate Trebol, from his gross design to his annoying voice to his unpleasant personality. While he was made to be hated, the reaction was far greater than the creator would imagine. It ruined the arc for many fans, making it a slog to get through any episode he was in. He wasn't just an evil or hated villain but a bad character who should have never been in the show. Number 3. Sakazuki Akainu. As one of the major antagonists of One Piece, the Marines are bound to have many despicable characters, but the series does a good job at balancing the types of personalities. However, Sakazuki, also known as Akainu, is undoubtedly the worst of the bunch, and unfortunately for fans, he is the fleet admiral. His thorough sense of justice highlights his oppressive reign and ruthlessness. Like Blackbeard, Akainu is a well-written character who will play a more significant role later in the story. While this does give him some fans, he is still a ruthless leader who is ruining the world. As one of the strongest admirals in One Piece, Akainu can hold his own in a fight, which leads him to kill Ace and match Whitebeard in combat. If killing a fan favorite wasn't enough to garner hate, his loathsome personality and unwavering cruelty have continued to paint him as an abhorrent character. Number 2. Spandam. Water 7 and Enies Lobby are some of the best arcs in One Piece, which highlights why it is a perfect anime. However, even the bright spots of these arcs are blighted by the presence of Spandam, the former chief of CP9 and current CP0 member. Wanting to obtain the blueprints for Pluton, he framed Tom and later kidnapped Nico Robin, but luckily, the Straw Hats defeated him and rescued their crewmate. Unlike the other villain of Enies Lobby, Rob Lucci, Spandam is a weak and infuriating character with no physical strength. Fans find it painful to see him as a leader, unjustly barking orders while cowering in fear. What's worse, he abuses and beats Nico Robin. Fans rejoice after every beating he receives, but nothing is enough, as this most hated character is still roaming about at a higher level.
Please, someone help me!
Clutch.
Number 1. Saint Charlos. It was a tough race for number 1, but Saint Charlos barely came out ahead over Spandam. The Celestial Dragons are aristocratic descendants of the founding nations, ruling over society in luxury and arrogance. While most of them are horrible characters, Saint Charlos is undoubtedly the worst. He occasionally appears in the Sabayati Archipelago, the Reverie, and Wano, usually complaining about something. In terms of what makes a hated character, Charlos crosses all of the boxes. He has a horrible personality and a disgusting design, is incredibly annoying, has done awful things, and every fan dislikes him. Eiichiro Oda specifically made him to be hated and represent the Celestial Dragons. He succeeded with flying colors, as Charlos is a bigoted, arrogant, psychotic loser who has killed innocents and bought and tortured enslaved people. Luffy punching him was one of the best moments in One Piece, but he deserves a lot more. Well, that's it for today folks, hope you liked this video. Which character from this list you really hate the most, tell me in the comment box. Subscribe to watch some more One Piece videos, and I will see you in the next one.